So students, last time we have seen about the examples based on polar coordinates, and there we have seen the double integrals which are given in Cartesian form were converted into polar form r and theta. Okay, and there we have seen some of the examples. Now let us see more examples based on this. Evaluate integration 0 to root 4 minus x square plus y square dy dx by changing into polar coordinates. So see here, the actual problem is given into Cartesian form and we want to solve this by using polar coordinates. If it is not asked to convert into polar coordinates, then also you can try to convert this into polar coordinates, because here we are given as in the functional form x square plus y square, and also in limiting form it is given as a circle form, and which we will see how this is the circle. To do this, to change into another variable form, we need to draw the figure. Here, as in the last examples, we are not given the region directly, but the region we can draw by using the limits. Here we are given the limits, that these are the limits of y. So 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to root 4 minus x square, and 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 2. Okay. So from this we will draw a figure. Figure is very compulsory to draw. So here y lies between these two. That means y equal to 0. What is y equal to 0? Y lies between y equal to 0 and y equal to root 4 minus x square. Here y equal to root 4 minus x square, that means it is y square equal to 4 minus x square. So x square plus y square equal to 4, and this you can obtain very easily. And x square plus y square equal to 4 is what? It is the equation of the circle with radius 2. So this is the point 2, 0. Okay, radius 2. Then here x lies between 0 and 2. That means x equal to 0 and x equal to 2. What is x equal to 0? X equal to 0 is y axis. And x equal to 2 means what? X equal to 2 means 1, 2. It is the line parallel to y axis passing through x equal to 2. So it is this line x equal to 2. So which region will be considered here? This must be bounded. And once if you are able to find out the region, then you will have no problem. So here we are given one boundary as this, second boundary is this. This is also boundary given. This boundary is also given, and this boundary is also given. So this is the region. That means it is the region in the first quadrant. Okay. So therefore, using polar coordinates, we get the limits of r first, then the limits of theta. So to find out the limits in polar coordinates, we must draw an oblique line passing through origin. And see, the end points of this straight line are at touching to the region are at this point and this point. This point is moving point, and this is the fixed point. So here r equal to 0, the distance is 0. And here r equal to what? The radius. Radius of this circle, it is 2. Then the angle theta. The theta angle is always measured starting from positive x-axis. That means here theta equal to 0. Then we move in this direction, anti-clockwise direction. So here we can stop because the region is completing over here. So theta equal to 0 to pi by 2. And therefore our integration I will become now integration 0 to pi by 2 integration 0 to 2 and x square plus y square is r square. See here, once again you remember in the last lecture also I explained to you, here we are putting x square plus y square equal to r square, because here we are changing variable into another kind of variable, and here x square plus y square equal to 4. Don't try to put over here 4 over here, because this is the equation of the circle regarding to find out the limits only. That means to determine the region only. Okay, and dy dx we can write as r dr d theta. So this is what r cube. These two limits are constant. This is also constant, and r cube and theta both have been separated. So we can integrate this in a single step. That means r cube. This is r cube. So r cube has an integration r raised to 4 by 4. It is from 0 to 2, and d theta only. So it has the integration theta. So this is the integration from limit from 0 to pi by 2. So if we put here 2 raised to 4 by 2 square, that is 2 square. So 4 minus 0 into pi by 2 minus 0. So this is what 2 pi. So it is the answer. You can see. So note down this solution, and after the end of this lecture I will provide you some time for your self practice. There also you can practice. At present you write down the solution. So you must have written this. So I will rub it out. Now let us see another example. Evaluate the integral 0 to infinity 1 upon 1 plus x square plus y square whole square dx dy. Okay, so here it is written simply as to evaluate this one and it is given into Cartesian form. But here you can see that if we solve it directly, then the function is of this kind, 1 upon into bracket 1 plus x square plus y square whole square. So the integration is very tough if you want to integrate directly with respect to x. Otherwise, if you want to integrate with respect to directly with respect to y, then also similar difficulties arise there. So instead of this, it is better for us to convert this problem into polar form, because x square plus y square structure is there. Okay, so we will change it into changing into polar coordinates. We get, what will we get? We will have to first draw the figure, and for that these are the limits of x. That means 0 less than or equal to x less than infinity. You don't write here less than or equal to infinity, here only less than, because infinity never equals to anything. And these are the limits of y. So 0 less than or equal to y less than infinity. So the figure based on this are xy plane. Here x lies between x equal to 0 and x equal to infinity. So x equal to 0 means y axis, and x equal to infinity is the line passing at through the point x equal to infinity. But here infinity point cannot be identified easily, so we will show this by drawing a line, dotted line. That means this line is at the farthest distance from origin up to tends to infinity. Then it lies between y equal to 0 and y equal to infinity. Y equal to 0 is x-axis and y equal to infinity, similarly the line parallel to x-axis. But this is also at infinity. So we can draw this by using dotted line. This means this line, dotted lines are not fixed line. So which is the region? The region. This is the boundary. This is the boundary, and there is this boundary is open actually. So the region is the whole first quadrant. The region is the whole first quadrant. Therefore, the limits, new limits are in polar form. That means first we will determine the limits of r, then the limits of theta. To determine the limits of r, we are drawing an oblique line passing through origin. This is the fixed point, this is moving point. But here you can see that r equal to 0. And the length of this line, radial line, it is the radial line. The length of this line is infinity because there is no end of the line. Okay? And theta we starts from here, theta equal to 0. And the region is covered in the first quadrant. That means 0 to pi by 2. You can see 0 to pi by 2. Okay? Therefore, our integration will become 0 to pi by 2. This is what? 0 to infinity 1 upon 1 plus x square plus y square is r square whole square, and dx dy is r dr d theta. R dr d theta. Okay? So now the integration. The integration is very simple now, because here this is what I am writing one more step for your convenience. R is here. This I will write down as 1 plus r square whole raised to minus 2 dr d theta. So here you can see that it is 1 plus r square form, and r square has the derivative 0, 2r. 1 has derivative 0, so 1 plus r square has the derivative 2r, and 2r is already there. 2 is not there, but the constants we can settle it. Okay? So this can be integrated as 0 to pi by 2 1 plus r square whole raised to n plus 1. The formula is what? 1 plus r square whole raised to n plus 1. That means minus 2 plus 1 divided by n plus 1, minus 2 plus 1, and divided by 2, because 2r is the derivative of this one and 2 is not there, so we are dividing this by 2. So it has the limit 0 to infinity d theta. Okay? Actually, here again the structure of r and theta both are different, so you could have done this in the single step, both the derivatives. But if you do this, then also it will do. So here this is what? Minus 2. So minus 1 half I will write down here. 0 to pi by 2. Here it is what? 1 upon 1 plus r square. 1 upon 1 plus r square actually. 1 upon 1 plus r square. So if we put infinity, then 1 upon infinity, what? 1 upon infinity is 0. Then we will put lower limit 0. So minus sign will come. So r equal to 0. So 1 upon 1 d theta. So this is minus 1. So it will become 1 half. And d theta, this has the integration theta 0 to pi by 2. So this is what? Pi by 2 minus 0. So pi by 2. And there is 1 by 2. So pi by 4. So this is the solution of the problem. Okay? So you write down this solution. will rub it out. Now, let us see other examples of the kind change of variables. Change of variables. That means variables. See, focus on the word variable. We want to change the variables. Here, in the last examples, whatever we have considered about polar coordinates, that means we have converted x and y to r and theta. That means these are Cartesian coordinates and these are polar coordinates. Okay. So we have seen this kind of situation. That means we have seen conversion of Cartesian coordinates into polar coordinates. So this is also one kind of change of variables, because here variables have been changed into the problem. But this, whatever these variables have been changed into polar form, these are of special type. That is special coordinates. Because the nature of polar coordinates we already know, and this is happens due to only with the transformation x equal to r cos theta and y equal to r sin theta. So these are the variables and these are the relationships. That means these are the transformations. These are also known as transformations, because this relationship is used to convert Cartesian into polar form. These are the transformations, one kind of. But now we want to see the change of Cartesian coordinates to any other kind of variables u and v. U and v can be any variable. Suppose if we take u equal to r, v equal to theta, then it is the polar coordinates is also the case of this one. Because if we consider u equal to r and v equal to theta, then it becomes polar coordinates. But we can also convert Cartesian coordinates into other variable forms. And for that, we require the transformation. That means x as a function of u and v and y as a function of u and v. We will require it. Here x is a function of r and theta. You can see r and theta. Okay, these are considered as functions of r and theta. So these are the transformations, and these transformations are very much required for us. And also in the last lecture, second last lecture, I explained to you that to convert the problems given into the form, suppose f of xy dA is given. This is xy because it is dx dy or dy dx over r. Then we have seen that if we want to convert this into polar u and v variable, then this will be converted into another function form uv, because if we put this relationship into this, then it will become the function of u and v, and there this d of dxy becomes Jacobian of j into dA uv. That means this dA uv can be du dv or du dv du. You can write anyone this, Jacobian of j. And also we have seen in polar form that when we use polar form, then this becomes function into terms of r and theta, and then Jacobian j, that means modulus j was r, and this was dr d theta, and that's why we were writing r dr d theta. And Jacobian of j was nothing but del uv by del xy. And that means it is nothing but the determinant 2 by 2 determinant, derivative of u with respect to x and derivative of u with respect to y, partial derivative of u with respect to x and partial derivative of u with respect to y. And in the second row we write down partial derivative of v with respect to x and partial derivative of v with respect to y. So we can find out the Jacobian j into by using this fact. So you note down this one, you write down this fact also, because this will be very much useful to you. Actually this Jacobian j, this is we will denote by j dash, and the inverse inverse of this one, inverse of this one is denoted by j. That means j is nothing but del xy by del uv. So this is written as same kind of situation. The derivative of x with respect to u and derivative of x with respect to v, derivative of y with respect to u and derivative of y with respect to v. So you must remember j is this one and j dash is its inverse. Both are inverses to each other. Both are inverses to each other because j into j dash is always equal to 1. Jacobian j into j dash is always equal to 1. So both are very much useful to remember. Why? Because here we require Jacobian of j. Actually it is in modulus form because sometimes if negative value, we get negative value, then it can be converted into positive value. So sometimes it is easy to find out del xy by del uv when we are given the function, suppose x equal to u plus 3v and y equal to u minus v. Then we can find out derivative of with respect to u and v, y derivative of y with respect to u and v easily. Then we can find out Jacobian of j in this way. Otherwise, sometimes if we are given the equation just like this, x minus 3y and v equal to x plus y, then it is better to find out derivative of u with respect to x, u with respect to y, v with respect to x, v with respect to y. Then better to find out j dash, because if we directly want to find out this one, then we require to convert these two equations in terms of x equal to something and y equal to something. But this takes time. So instead of this, we can find out this one, and then we can find out j by taking j equal to 1 upon j dash. Okay, so it is very convenient for us to find out these derivatives. So you note down this. Now let us consider one example to understand this one. So I hope that you must have noted this thing. Evaluate example. Evaluate double integration x plus y whole square dx dy over r, because this kind of example may also be asked in the examination, where r is the parallelogram, where r is the parallelogram in the xy plane, with vertices 1, 0, 3, 1, 2, 2, 0, 1, using the transformation u equal to x plus y and v equal to x minus 2y. So here we want to convert the Cartesian form xy into new variables uv. So the solving procedure is same as polar coordinates. In polar coordinates we were not following these conditions, because in polar coordinates we were directly knowing that Jacobian j equal to r. Jacobian j was r. This already we were knowing. So we were putting there directly r dr d theta. But here the transformations given may be different, may vary. So Jacobian j may be different. So we require to find out Jacobian first. Then the problem and the solving procedure both are simple. So here in the solution, we want to convert this problem, that means xy to uv. Okay, and given, what is given to? Given us u equal to x plus y and v equal to x minus 2y. So first of all, we will find out the Jacobian. So which one is better for us to find out? Here it is better to find out z dash, because u is given, u and v both are given as a function of x and y. So better to find out derivative of u with respect to x, with respect to y. Same for v. If x is given as a function of p and v, then this is better. So therefore we have z dash equal to del uv by del xy equal to, here we will write down the derivative of u with respect to x, it is 1. Derivative of u with respect to y, it is 1. Then here same, derivative of v with respect to x, it is 1. Derivative of v with respect to y, it is minus 2. So this is minus 2 minus 1, that means minus 3. And therefore j is what? J is 1 upon j dash, that means minus 1 upon 3. This implies that modulus j is 1 by 3. Okay. So we have obtained modulus j over here. Dx dy is now du dv. But function will also be converted in terms of p and v, that we will see. But what about the limits? To determine the limits, here we will have to see the region. Which region is given here? We are given a parallelogram in the xy plane with the vertices. 4 vertices are there. So here vertices form are given. So xy tends to uv. That means we will have, whenever xy is 1 0, then what will be u and v? We put here 1 comma 0, 1 plus 0, that means 1. And b here 1 comma 0, that means 1. Okay. Then we have another coordinate is 3 comma 1. So x equal to 3, y equal to 1. So 3 plus 1 is 4. And here 3 minus 2 is 1. Then the another coordinate is 2 comma 2. See here, this is. So x is 2, y is 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4. And here 2 minus 2 into 2, 4. So 2 minus 4 means minus 2. Okay. Then the another variable coordinate is 0 comma 1. So x is 0, y is 1. So 0 plus 1, that means 1. And 0 minus 2 into 1, so minus 2. Okay. So we will draw out a figure from this one. And now the figure will be in uv plane, because we want to determine the limits in u and v plane. So here one point is 1 comma 1. Suppose it is 1, it is 1. So 1 comma 1 is this point. Okay. 4 comma 1. Suppose it is 2, 3, 4. And 1 is here. So in parallel we can have the point 4 comma 1 here. Then 4 comma minus 2. Suppose it is 1. So it is 1. It is minus 2. So here it is the point 4 comma minus 2. Then 1 comma minus 2. 1 comma minus 2, that means 1 x equal to 1 is here and minus 2 is here. So 1 comma minus 2. So if we join this one, then we will have here, it is a rectangle form. Okay. So the region is a rectangle form. So the limits are very easy to determine. We can write directly the problem. Therefore I will become double integration x plus y. What is x plus y? Here x plus y is u. So we can write down u square directly. Dx by dy is Jacobian j into du dv into du dv. And here it depends upon us with respect to which variable we want to integrate first. Either with respect to u or with respect to v. Here we have written du dv, so we will find out here the limits of u and here the limits of v. If you write here dv du, then you have to find out the limits of v. So we will draw a parallel line, straight line parallel to u axis. And I have shown to you that whenever it is a rectangle or square, then the limits are very easy to find out. Without drawing the limits also you can determine. So here u equal to 1. You can see u equal to 1. This endpoint lies on this line. So it is u equal to 1. And this endpoint lies on this line, which is u equal to 4. So u has the limits from 0 to 4. Then see the v axis. Here the region start from this point where v equal to -2. You can see v equal to -2 and it ends at this point where v equal to 1. So -2 to 1. Okay. So this problem will now become integration 0 to 1, 0 to 4, u square, Jacobian j, modulus j is 1 by 3. So 1 by 3 I will write down outside. This is du dv. So here you can see that both the limits are constants. These are constants. Here u square and v both are separated. So I can integrate this one in a simple way. U square as the integration u cube by 3, 0 to 4, and dv only. dv as the integration v, and it is the limit from 0 to 1. So this has the value 4 cube. 4 cube means 64 by 3 minus 0. So it is this, and this is 1 minus 0, so 1. So it is 64 by 9. Okay. But if these are variable limits, then you cannot do this in a single form. Then you will have to follow the process of 1 by 1. So here again you can see the concept of change of variables. That means we have converted the variables x and y into u and v. Okay. So you write down this solution. Okay. Now we will see another example. Evaluate integration 0 to 1, integration 0 to 1 minus x, 1 minus x e raised to y upon x plus y dy dx by changing the variables x plus y equal to u and y equal to uv. So now see solution. First of all, we will proceed for, we want to change this form into Jacobian form. Okay. So actually I will become double integration over r here. Okay. This is e raised to y upon x plus y. So y is converted in terms of uv divided by x plus y is u, dy is modulus j into du dv. Okay. Now we will find out Jacobian j. But we know that Jacobian j is what? Del xy by del uv. And we know that j dash is what? Inverse of this one. That means del uv by del xy. So whatever is convenient, we will find out. So here we are given x plus y equal to u and y equal to uv. So u is the function of x and y. So you can be differentiated with respect to x and y. But here v is not separated because v and u are mixed in. V, u and y are mixed in. So we will have to either convert x in a completely terms of u and v, same y as a completely in terms of u and v, or u as completely in terms of x and y, or v and completely x and y. So y is given completely in terms of u and v. Similarly here u is completely given as a terms of x and y. So we will mix out these two equations. We have here x equal to u minus y, but y is what? uv. This implies that x equal to u minus uv. Okay, so you can see now x is converted completely in terms of u and uv, and y is what? Y is already in terms of u and v, so no need to convert in terms of this. So here it is better to find out j. Therefore j equal to determinant derivative of x with respect to u and v. Derivative of u with respect to u is 1. Here it is 1, so 1 minus v. Derivative of x with respect to v is, this is 0 and v as 1, so minus u. Okay. Then derivative of y with respect to u as 1, so v, and derivative of y with respect to v, that is, it is u. So this is equal to cross multiplying u into 1 minus v, that means u minus uv. And the 1 minus sign will come when we will multiply these two, and 1 minus sign is there, so minus minus plus uv. So this is u. So here Jacobian j we have obtained directly, so no need to find out j dash. Okay. Otherwise suppose you have written u equal to x plus 1, and here v equal to y upon u, and y upon x plus 1. If you put value of x plus y, this transform, then you need to find out j dash. And after finding j dash, you can find out j by writing 1 upon j dash, because j into j dash equal to 1. Okay, but it is more convenient. You can do in both the ways. Okay, so Jacobian j is obtained now. We have obtained Jacobian j. Now the limits. Limits are also important. These are the limits given in terms of x and y. So here given that here these are the limits of y. So y equal to 0, y equal to 1 minus x. These are the limits of x. So x equal to 0 and x equal to 1. So this is x equal to 0, x equal to 1. Okay. So we will find out the limits of u and v by using these equations. Okay, u and v by using this equation. So what will we do here? When y equal to 0, what will happen? If we put y equal to 0 here, we have u into v equal to 0. When y equal to 0 implies that here u into v equal to 0, and u into v equal to 0, this implies that u equal to 0 or v equal to 0. When y equal to 1 minus x, this implies that x plus y equal to 1, and x plus y equal to 1, that means here u equal to 1. You can see u equal to 1. Okay, and when x equal to 0, this is x equal to 0. When x equal to 0, what will we have? X equal to 0, then we will have u into 1 minus v equal to 0. This implies that u equal to 0 or 1 minus v equal to 0. Okay, otherwise you can also use here x equal to 0, so u equal to y. If you want to do it this way. So x equal to 0, so u equal to y, and u equal to y, this implies that we put u over here, value of y, u. So u and u will be cancelled, so v equal to 1. Okay. Similarly here, when x equal to 1, what will we have? If we put x equal to 1 here, then we will have u equal to 1 plus y. But y is uv, so u equal to 1 plus uv. Okay. So what will happen is, this is what u into Otherwise, you can also put over here directly. Wherever it is convenient for you, you can do it. So x equal to 1, if you put u minus y, it is similar thing. U minus uv equal to 1. This implies that u into 1 minus v equal to 1. Okay. So this kind of equations we can get from our side, and we can draw these equations very easily. So if we draw the figure, what will happen? We have uv. So first of all, we have u equal to 0 or v equal to 0. So u equal to 0 is v axis, v equal to 0 is u axis. U equal to 1 is this line perpendicular to u axis, and v equal to 1, it is this line. V equal to 1 is this line. So actually the region is already obtained, so no needed of this one, because u into 1 minus v equal to 1. Okay. So now, what are the limits? Okay, you write out this one, then I will just rub it out. So this problem will now become I equal to, therefore I equal to double integration. This u and v will be cancelled, so e raised to v, Jacobian j is u, and this is du dv. And the limits of u are, if we will take a straight line parallel to u axis, so u equal to 0 and u equal to 1. And here it is v equal to 0 to v equal to 1. You can see that v equal to 1. And so the integration will become e raised to v, and u both are separated. So e raised to v has the integration e raised to v. It has also integral limit, and u has the integration u square by 2. And it has the limits of integration are this one. So it is e raised to 1 minus e raised to 0, but e raised to 0 is 1. It is 1 by 2 minus 0. So it is nothing but 1 by 2 e minus 1. So this is the final answer, you can see. So friends, you have seen here the conversion of Cartesian coordinates into any other coordinates of the kind u comma v, and this is known as change of variables form. So next time we will see some examples based on change of variable form. Then we will move further to the new topic of the double integration. So you can see that the problems of double integration are very simple. Simply you require there simple knowledge of drawing figures and conversion in terms of uv or in terms of xy. So we will see more part in the next lecture. So thank you.